Hi, I'm Adele Michael, and I'm back with another conversation about abundance and expanding your abundance limits. So, last time we talked about the two questions that are really important ones from Gay Hendricks' book, The Big Leap. And they are, how much love and abundance are you willing to allow? How much love and abundance are you willing to allow into your life and into your business? And the second question is, how am I getting in my own way? So, these are easy questions to ask and harder questions to answer because our conscious mind thinks we know the answer. Oh, it's because I'm only allowed this much abundance because that's the way I was raised. Or, I came from a tough childhood, so I only get this much. I don't get this much. I have to be somebody else to get this much. And the problem with that is that it's not necessarily true. And where the real answers are in the subconscious mind. So the conscious mind, this is a picture I like to use to illustrate this. The subconscious mind is here on the top, the tip of the iceberg. And then this is the subconscious mind. And this conscious mind does not have a whole lot of access to this information unless you're in a more relaxed state of mind, which you can get through meditation, guided imagery, yoga. Any mindfulness practice will get you there. But it's not usually what we're doing. Usually we're here thinking about everything, trying to make stuff work, not realizing that down here are all the dynamics on the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual levels that will actually get you what you want. So it has to be in alignment down here, and then it has to be in alignment with the conscious mind. So some facts about the conscious mind. It sets goals, it judges, it knows the past and the future. It holds your short-term memory. It can retain up 1 to 3 events, and it processes 40 bits of information per second. 40. So please remember that. It also speaks in language and mathematics. So it's your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind speaks in images and sensations. It monitors all your body operations, all those billions of things that go on every day in your body that keep you alive. Your breathing, your heart rate, moisturizing your eyeballs, everything. It thinks very literally. It really is like a 2-year-old. If you say, don't notice that pink pony in the corner, of course, it's going to think about the pink pony in the corner. So it doesn't understand not or or no. It doesn't really understand no. It's in present time only, so everything is happening now. Everything. So that's why when you might get upset by emotions from a past event, it's like it's happening now in your subconscious. It has long-term memory, and in fact, it remembers everything. It really does remember everything. Even if your conscious mind has forgotten, it remembers everything. It holds thousands of events in memory, and it processes 40 million bits of information per second. So remember, the conscious mind processed it 40. This is 40 with 6 zeros after it. It's 40 million. So it's a very powerful processor, the subconscious mind. So it's retaining all that information. It's making up stories about stuff. It retains images, and then we'll bring them back up if the situation calls for it. It's like, oh, maybe you don't want to walk down that dark alley because the last time you did it, you didn't have much fun, right? So it protects us in so many ways, but it also makes up stories. It maintains our memories, and it is where the answers to our blind spot are. So those two questions are hard to answer because of our blind spot. So you can't see what you can't see. So, for instance, your life experience can create blind spots. So, a friend of mine is biracial, and she very intelligent, and she was going to go to college to be a kindergarten teacher. Kindergarten teachers rock. And there was something more for her. She met a professor, another female biracial professor, who told her, well, you could get a PhD and be a professor. And that's exactly what she did. So until, that was her blind spot, because she had seen what her mom had done, be a teacher. She became a teacher, but at a prestigious university. So until she had that brought out of her blind spot and that she could see it, she didn't know that she could even go for that. So how you were raised, what you experienced, will give you your abundance limits. You know, if you were raised in poverty, maybe you feel like your abundance can only be this big. If you were raised in wealth, maybe you think your abundance can be this big. If you didn't have any control over your money, even though you were wealthy, maybe your abundance is this big. There are no blanket answers. It's what you make your life experience mean, what you've experienced, what you've seen. That's what makes our blind spots. So if we were to go into the subconscious mind, it's actually very easy. All you have to do is get still and settled. So let's do that now. Let's just take 3 deep breaths and get still and settled. Now feel yourself on the chair. Just let yourself get a little heavier. And we're going to ask that your subconscious mind create a meter with 10 at the top and 0 at the bottom. And this is your abundance limit meter. What I'm going to ask is the question, how much love and abundance are you willing to allow? And when I count to 3, the meter is going to register at a certain number, and you'll know what that number is. So you know how much further you get to go in your abundance expansion. On the count of 3, you'll know. 1, 2, 3. So just let that register. Take a note if you'd like. That's your subconscious mind speaking to your conscious mind. It takes getting relaxed, still and settled, and allowing this very powerful part of yourself to give a picture, send a feeling, give a sensation to your conscious mind. So it's aware of what's going on. Okay, so now we're going to ask the second question. How am I getting in my own way? And an insight will come to you when I count to 3. It may be a word, it may be a person, it may be a sensation. I don't know what it will be for you. And if you feel like you're making this up, that's the right feeling. On the count of 3, you'll know how you are getting in your own way. 1, 2, 3. Good. So just let that settle in. Take a note on that insight if you would like. This is the beginning. If you've done this before, great. If this is your first time, great. Because this is the way for us to get the answers, for you to get the answers of what you need to know, what you need to do, and who you need to be to expand your abundance limits. So I'm going to leave you there and ask that you give me some feedback about what you discovered and how it played out over the week. And I'll be back next week with another part of our conversation about expanding our abundance limits. And of course, if you are in the Durham, Chapel Hill, North Carolina area, the Research Triangle Park and you would like to attend my live complimentary Abundance with Adele workshop on January 31st at 11:45 a.m. at the Frontier, please register for free below, and we will look forward to seeing you there. Till next time, I'm wishing you great abundance.